people out there that say maybe you shouldn't do that with one of the better players in the game. Well, I guess what were you thinking?
I don't care. He's old. I poke bears. I don't respect no one until they come and give me 40. I pride myself on, what I do is defense and taking on any challenge that's on the board.
I don't want to talk much more. Tomorrow's gonna be a great game. I'm not here for the bull. I'm ready to play, and that's it. I appreciate it. Thanks.
LeBron is not having any of Dylan Brooks' smoke. First of all, what do you think about D. Brooks' comments on LeBron James?
Well, I can't wait for this game. I looked like LeBron. He wasn't ready. He said he wasn't having it. You can tell the juices was flowing. And Dylan Brooks said he doesn't respect anybody till they give him 40, but 39, 38 is going to be good, too.
I mean, seriously, that's nothing like talking back point, like scoring some
Gotta
points.
back it up.
Yeah, seriously. John Morant, still questionable for tonight's game. He's going to be a game-time decision, but we have seen other guys step up. Tyus Jones, Xavier Tillman had a really good game last time around. No Ja, no problem for a game
Well,
like
they're going to win this game. It's going to be because of the Spartans. Xavier Tillman, Michigan State, and Jan Jackson. She went to Michigan. That was a little shout-out to Lauren.
It's amazing we're having a talk at the desk here today, huh?
Xavier Tillman had himself a game. Going up against one of the greats, Anthony Davis, 22 points, 13 rebounds, stayed out of foul trouble, and that's what I'm impressed about him and Jaren. They don't really have any backup bigs. So X played against Anthony Davis, and both was able to be, I like the way they stayed under control. They didn't foul, and X just plays this game. He's going to make a lot of money this summer because the kid is playing at a high level.
That series is tied up at 1-1. Both teams want to get the edge in L.A. tonight. Another game, Giannis Antetokounmpo for the Milwaukee Bucks, still questionable for tonight's game. He fell really hard on his back the other day, low back contusion that he had. Marcus Smart last night, too, fell the same exact way, and it was loud in the arena, let me tell you. But that looks painful. How long does it take to recover from an injury like that?
It's hard if, is it your back or is your tailbone?
Yeah.
And no matter what, it's still going to be hard. But I think Giannis, the good sign is he didn't play last game, but he was up cheering, moving around. Don't know when he will play. But even without Giannis, Brook Lopez, I thought was the key. They have a talented team, but if he can take advantage of all the smalls they're trying to guard with him and just go in the post. The game before that, he hung out on the perimeter. This game, he went down on the post. He had 25 points. He's going to be the key because of his size.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that series plays out. That one also tied up at 1 apiece. Both teams trying to take advantage tonight in the Sunshine State, Miami. Time for our next break here. We have another day of playoff basketball upon us. 4 games on this Saturday slate. All kicks off with Philly taking on Brooklyn. The Sixers up 3-0 in the series as the Nets look to claw their way back in front of a home crowd. James Harden, though, has something to say about it. And so do those pants. Smitty, you had a pair of those back in the day, right?
I did not.
Joel Embiid out tonight with a right knee strain. Moments ago, Doc Rivers spoke on his status.
From my understanding, they checked his knee out right after the game because he was complaining about some sore behind the knee, which is always a scary thing when it's behind the knee with players. And they were swelling already, which is way too early. And so we did the MRI. As a coach, I hate that word. I hate those 3 letters. I mean, because it never comes out well. It just feels like that whenever they tell a coach, hey, we're going to get an MRI. It doesn't turn out well most of the time, and this one did not.
Welcome on into Playoff Central Live, presented by our friends at State Farm. I'm Lauren Jabara. That's Steve Smith, and that is the ticker that is counting down to the 1:02 p.m. Eastern Time tip in Brooklyn. The Philadelphia 76ers taking on the Brooklyn Nets, but obviously big news. No Joel Embiid after that MRI. How do the Sixers step up here without him? He had 14 points, 10 boards in Game 3.
Well, we know they can step up scoring-wise. No one can replace his numbers and what he brings, especially the double teams that he draws. But you have James Harden, you have Maxey, you have Tobias Harris. Those guys going to have to not only score, but somebody's going to pick up the pace for all the dirty work and the rebounds that Joel Embiid does. Looking forward to seeing that adjustment.
Yeah, the Sixers looking to sweep the series tonight. Let's send it out to Brooklyn, bring in our friend Allie LaForce, who is front and center on this whole thing. What is the latest that you're hearing on Joel Embiid, how he's feeling, and how long this injury could actually be?
We just met with Doc Rivers moments ago, and he was on the ground a lot in that last game, and he is on the ground a lot throughout the course of the season. That's not exactly new, but the back's always a concern. The knee adds a whole nother layer to it. It is a sprain. Doc said it wasn't a tear. That's the good news. But they're hoping for mid to late next week for his return, but he is in Philly. He got the MRI. Doc was aware of it post-game immediately that there was swelling in the knee. like I said, he's just grateful that it's not a tear. But the good news is this team has grown in their confidence level playing without him over the last couple of years. They've always had a losing record when they had to play without Embiid until this season when they're 11-5 without him. So they have the extra pieces. Tyrese Maxey is playing incredible basketball right now. They have James Harden. Doc even laughed and said, I mean, we do have James Harden. Let's not forget that. So they believe that they can make up for the scoring.
Yeah, who are you seeing as stepping up in the lineup for the lack of Joel Embiid tonight, or today, I should say, against the Brooklyn Nets?
It'll have to be James Harden, and of course, the Nets are going to bring the double teams and the blitzes like they would have normally done on Embiid, but to Harden. So he's going to have to make the right decisions out of those double teams, which he's totally capable of. They'll need their shooters to be able to be ready to pull up and shoot the three and make it. If Tyrese Maxey can continue to shoot the ball like he is, and Tobias Harris, he's been in that role before where he's been asked to score more, so he has to be ready to catch and shoot.
For the Nets, they're down now 0-3 in a series. That's always a tough spot to be, but they're playing at home. What are you hearing about their mentality heading into this game? Obviously, no team wants to get swept.
Well, Coach Vaughn is a great motivator, and the way he put it, he said, we have a chance and we have a choice. And another line that he told us just 20 minutes ago I thought was really great. He said, we didn't give up, we grew up in that last game. So, I mean, this is a team that's continuing to still have to try to get to know each other this late in the season. 4 of their 5 starters were acquired this season. So it's a very unique situation, but between Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson, Claxton, they're not afraid of this environment. It's just how well do they know each other and can they pull it off? They're going to try to get more shot attempts than Philly. We'll see some guys play that we haven't seen play. You're looking at your Seth Currys. There's going to be guys that get, but they're going to throw everything out there is what I'm trying to say, and hope that somebody steps up and hope that the scoring is enough to compete with the 76ers.
Allie, it's going to be so much fun. Thank you for taking the time. Best of luck on the call today. We're looking forward to seeing you. All right, this is going to be an interesting game because as a team, no team ever wants to get swept. You're heading into game 4 of a series. And for you as a former player, like what would be your mentality here in this spot if you're a Brooklyn Nets player?
You said it best. You don't want to get swept. And I think you want to come out with pride. You want to come out with passion. I like the way they've been playing. I mean, even though these 3 games they've lost, Jacques Vaughn has done an excellent job of having his teams ready. I mean, they're down. I mean, when you start talking about down, not just players, I'm talking about size-wise and skill-wise, and just looking at how they've handled Joel Embiid, it's been very tough. But he's double-teamed. He's going small lineup. Interesting today to see if he has adjustment, how long he plays Nick Claxton, or does he have guys that's like 6'6", 6'7"?
Yeah. They
switch everything. So I can't wait to see the adjustments because Jacques Vaughn has been doing his thing. It's just coming up short because of the talent of the Philadelphia 76ers.
What else I'm excited to see is Tyrese Maxey. He has 14 made threes. He's shooting to a 53.8% rate over the Sixers' last 3 games. He's had himself an absolute series. What have you seen from him so far, and how has he kind of helped will his team a couple wins?
Well, he's not afraid of the moment.
Yeah.
And we'll get a chance to watch Tyrese Maxey break down some of his plays. What I love about him is when you see this has been constant double team on the catch. They're double teaming Joel Embiid. They don't have a lot of players, James Harden at times, but they have this type of speed and athleticism and then shot making ability. Tyrese Maxey is shooting lights out, especially these first 2 or 3 games. He's been their leading scorer. Watch here defensively. This is him all over the place. And then, he is one of those guys that is lightning quick, that can flat out score. And at the end of this game, he really brought Philly home. Yes, attention to Joel Embiid. You see the switch, another pick, but I can stop and pop. And he also had a one-on-one play down the stretch where he was just able to get his own. Here's one of them, Cam Johnson, real good defender, good size, but I'll see you later. He can score at the bucket. He can score in the mid-range, and he has a deadly step back, and he makes shots, and he plays with a smile and a whole bunch of confidence.
I know, it's so much fun watching him play. Only Seth Curry has more 3-pointers over 3 games in 76ers history, and that's only 2 more with 16. So I'm sure Tyrese Maxey looking forward to stepping up tonight a little bit more. Another guy, James Harden, coming off of that ejection game. He had 21 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. 1, what did you feel about the ejection? And 2, how hungry do you think he's
I did not like it at all.
Yeah.
I mean, and it was just, I thought it was a basketball play. That's his move, and I think, yes, maybe could have called a flagrant, but an ejection, a flagrant 1, but I did not like the flagrant 2. I thought that was a little bit excessive. But to turn the page right now, they're here. James Harden is playing. They're up 3 games. I think for him, he's been in more of a Lauren point guard mode, but without a Joel Embiid, he's going to have to take that percentage of scoring. And he still might have to pass it, but he's going to have to attack to draw the double team to create space and passing lanes for his teammates.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to watch this game being played tonight. The Brooklyn Nets obviously don't want to get swept. The Philadelphia 76ers want to serve the sweep to the Brooklyn Nets. Time for our first break here on Playoff Central Live. Coming up after we take a look around the league, LeBron James, 4-3.